Hello, my lovely audience. Anyway, welcome to another video. So, let's just get into it. First of all, which anime? Which anime is this dude from? Well, which show, whatever, is from him? Is he from? Second of all, I've gotten a new idea so I can produce more content for y'all. Okay, so the gist of it is like ideas or rough drafts of what ifs that probably won't actually end up being the real what if, but I record it, getting a few ideas out, and well, I post it. It'll be shorter, like 15, 16 minutes, and then you all can, you know, you all can, well, leave comments suggesting certain ideas for that what if, certain, well, anything. Remember, nothing is really solid in the drafts that I am going to post. Nothing's really there to stay. So feel free to make any suggestions for the story or how the quirk works. Just feel free. Because once again, they are rough drafts. They are not the final product. So, yeah, it'll be a nice way to help me improve my story making ability and getting more content out for y'all. So, with that out the way, I will be getting into this what if now. So, Deku would, well, kind of look like this, except his hair would be, well, gray. His appearance would be like this guy, except instead of the red makeup looking stuff, his eyes would be red. Like, the whites of his eyes would be black, the greens of his eyes would be red, and, well, Deku's hair would be, like a darker green, because ghoul slugs and, slug terror use, like, dark blues and really just darker colors in general. Mostly blacks and reds, but also some dark blues. So I'll just say his hair is, like, darker red. So, how does Deku's quirk work? Well, basically, he gets like some kind of credits / points from defeating opponents. The stronger the opponent, the more points they are worth. And, well, when he does that, he can essentially purchase loot boxes, which can either have slugs, a new blaster, or just in general resources, like, for example, like new clothes, new gear, a new hover bike. And upon gaining access to said items or slugs, he'll be able to summon them at will and be able to launch them from his slinger, slug slinger. You know what those are, right? In case you're wondering, slug slingers are the items in Slug Terror which you use to shoot the slugs. Shoot out the slugs. Yeah, that's a slug slinger. It's been a while since I've watched the show. I have to kind of refresh my memory. So, yeah. Deku would start off with one slug and a infernus, which is... Yep, this is basically an infernus. This right here, this little guy. This is a Midas slug, and, this is a hoverbug. Ramstone. I can't remember this slug's name. And I think that this is an aquabeak. Agmio, I think it's called. Oh, this is a thuglet, yes. And Taseling. Ramstone. Okay, so... Okay, now that I'm done explaining, let's get into the what if. So, Deku's mother would have a similar quirk to Deku, except, well, her quirk would make it so that, well, she could summon regular slugs, not the ghoul variants. And, well, she would be married to Snipe. Well, Deku would be born. Okay, one more thing about his quirk. Because of, Snipe's side, Deku's slugs can fly for further and, hit harder. Because of Snipe's side of the family, they just sort of kind of gained the ability to pseudo-fly, if that makes sense. But, yeah. They still eventually speed down and turn into their regular slugs forms. Well, when Deku would be born, everything would be normal. Everything would be calm. Deku would have his quirk from the day he was born, until one day everything goes to shit. Around the time when Deku's 5, everything kinda goes to shit, and he ends up in the hands of All For One. What do I mean by everything goes to shit? A villain attack around about where Deku was, you know, said villain saw that Deku had a very interesting quirk, kidnapped him, sold him, then the people who bought him sold him because he was too angry. Because remember, ghoul slugs are real pieces of shit. And, well, Deku's in this very stressful situation, so his ghoul slug side is kind of showing. By that I mean he's attempting to maul the people who kind of have him in custody. Sold again. He gets sold again for a third time, then a fourth, then a fifth, and eventually would end up in the hands of All For One after being sold for like a month straight. Just being sold from person to person to person to person. He would eventually end up in the hands of All For One, who, well, I'm just gonna say this is a year before Shigaraki came along. In case you're wondering, yes. Just yes, they are gonna end up being like siblings. So, he would end up in the hands of All For One, and would just live out his life with All For One. He would train his quirk, continuously, repeatedly defeating, well, prototype Nomus that were considered not worth it in combat to earn him points to get access to slugs and new blasters, more powerful tools and equipment, and eventually a boy by the name of Tomura Shigaraki would end up in the hands of All For One. Damn it, I'm tired. Damn you, biology. But, yeah, Deku would end up in the hands of All For One. And, well, we do a bit of a time skip to when Deku's about 12-ish. His parents have almost entirely given up looking for him, until one day All For One takes Deku along for a bit of a raid, strictly because Deku's quirk is very strong at this point. Now, they would be raiding a bank. Deku would be stationed with one of his long-range slug slingers. You know, slug slingers. A long-ranged rifle type of slug slinger atop a building, ready to shoot down anyone who tries to stop, what's going on. Upon heroes arriving at the scene, whilst said villains were robbing a bank and tying up people for All For One, to get their hands on their quirks, a certain hero, a certain duo of heroes would come along. Snipe and let's call Inko. I don't know, like Slinger. Yeah, I guess, like, fast Slinger, Slug Slinger. Yeah, that sounds good. Slug Slinger. Deku would line up his shot and fire his Infernus, aka I'll just call this Infernus like Burpee. And Inko's is named Sparky. Yeah. Inko's Infernus is named Sparky, Deku's is named Burpee. Sure. In case you're wondering, Burpee is the actual name of the canon slug terror slug. Like Eli Shane's Infernus. Burpee. So Deku would fire Burpee. Inko would hear a roar of, well, a type of beast. Look and see Burpee flying directly at her. So she would load her slug slinger, fire Sparky, and Sparky would fly at Burpee. Burpee would fly at Sparky. Burpee would just hit Sparky so damn hard that, like, just, it ain't a competition, really, between the two. One is a ghoul slug, which has been extensively training for years on end. The other is a slug who's never needed to deal with a ghoul variant before, as you would say. In any way, Burpee would get... Yeah, I'm just reversing their names, sorry, but I can't call the ghoul variant Burpee and the non-ghoul variant Sparky, so yeah, let's just reverse the names. Deku's slug is named Sparky. Sorry about that. I have a name for the taserling, which is why I'm calling this one Sparky. Burpee would be hit by Sparky and just no longer be his Infernus form and just fall to the ground, hurt. As well, Sparky would continue on his trajectory, creating, well, basically a torrent of fire behind him. Utilizing said fire, he would concentrate it and go upwards. Yes, just burn Inko, burn Snipe, and then go upwards like a rocket. Burpee would return to Deku through gliding to him. Deku would load his taserling, which I'm naming Zaptastic. Yeah, Zaptastic the Taserling. Okay, he would load his taserling, fire again. This time, an electric... It's basically just a head with arms and claws. Basically just a head with arms and claws that has electricity, like spikes in the shape of electricity. That's basically a taserling, and when it gets launched. Just watch the show. Like, you can find it on YouTube pretty easily. Just watch it. It's a very good show. But before Inko can even reload her, revolver-style slug slinger, she would be electrified along with Snipe, utilizing Sparky. Not Sparky, Zaptastic. I'll just call him Zappy. Zaptastic's too long. Zaptastic for long, Zappy for short. As, well, his hoverbug, he would launch, sending him in to go fetch Zappy. Fetch Zappy, retrieving Zappy, flying upwards, and ending back up on at Deku. He would then load in a new slug, his Thuglet, which he would just launch he would just launch at Inko as she would launch her, like, I don't know, taserling, I guess. They collide, and both are knocked down to the ground, reduced to normal slugs. As well, he would launch his hoverbug again, retrieving his slug. Before Inko could react, a portal would appear, and Deku would just jump through it. Snipe, not wanting to shoot his own child, would just stand there. confused, worried, and a little bit angry. Upon arrival, he would greet Tomura. They would exchange a little hug. And, well, Deku would tell, well, All For One about what occurred, and he would just tell him to just brush it off because Deku's currently in his care, and, well, you know, just saying. They ain't that good parents if they let their child be kidnapped and then repeatedly sold around the black market. Anyway, so we cut a few more years to roundabout when Deku's 13? No, to the start of the anime. You know, Bakugo took a vow to be a good hero in order to hopefully one day find his long-lost childhood friend and, you know, save people. Snipe and Inko have continued to look since that day because, you know, seeing your child shooting you is certainly something. So, Bakugo, Inko, and Snipe are actively looking for Deku, hoping to bring him home. Well, Deku's just casually sitting in the lounge of the bar, just like having a Sprite, talking to Tomura about like their most recent League of Legends tournament victory. You know, just casually sitting there. Anyway, so in a few more like months, it would be the UA entrance exam, and they need someone to go in as a spy. Now, Deku's the first one to say, not it. Just like raises both of his hands and says, not it. And just, you know, very not it. All For One didn't even finish his sentence. Tomura smacks him on the back of the head, like, don't be rude to Master. Okay, Izuku, I know you don't want to go, but think about it this way. The sooner you do that, the sooner you'll be able to just break, you know, help in the destruction of Hero Society. You know, the people who failed to save you when you were literally being chucked around the black market. Deku just looks at him and says, I'll be found out within the first 5 seconds I step there. Like, my face is super recognizable, he would say, and having his hand just go, like having pointing at his face, moving it up and down. I have participated in numerous bank heists, numerous, you know, kidnapping of false heroes, numerous killings of false heroes, numerous genocides. I mean, I ate someone on TV, live, on the news channel. I ate a living human being whilst they were still alive, and then flipped off the news reporter. And you want me to go to UA? All For One just says, touche. That plus the fact that 2 of my former parents are heroes that have seen me when I was just born. They will know it's me. Not to mention the fact that they have been actively looking for me since that first bank heist. Oh yeah, then there's Kachan, who, you know, who took a vow, like live on TV. Live on TV, he took a vow stating that he would find me, he would bring me home. And he also stated that he would become the #1 hero. Like, at that point, what do I do? Like, I can't change my face. All For One just says, touche. Okay, who's gonna be the spy then? Deku and Shigaraki just raise their hands in unison and say, I vote Kendo. As, like, Itsuka Kendo, yes, her, is just sitting in the other chair and just slowly backs up, just pans, just tries to pan out of All for One's view, but it's too late, and she says, fine, I'll do it. Well, looks like my training's gonna be doubled for the week. Well, the next 9 months. Great. Anyway, first of all, in case you're wondering, no, Kendo is not like the anime's canon, villain trader. I know exactly who it is because I've seen the manga, but I'm not gonna say it. I know who it is, but I'm not gonna tell you. Second of all, the reason that she's there is because, well, in her life, everyone said that her quirk is weak and it's not good. And, well, one fateful day, she would end up encountering Deku at a park bench, when they're around, like, 13. They would begin to talk and kind of hit it off. And, well, ever since that day, they've been working together. And they had ended up, well, just in the same boat. And would end up working together as villains. Specifically, a villain duo. Ghoul, that's Deku's name, but give me a moment. I'll just name Kendo the Martial Queen. Not in that sense, like martial arts, not that other kind. Not that other kind. Like martial arts. Martial Queen. Yeah. Okay. So, first of all, Kendo's hero costume would just be her regular hero costume except with black. Like, more black. And, well, yeah. Deku would just be rocking a suit. Just like every time. Just in a different type of suit. He would just be rocking a different one each time. Like, there's an entire forecast on whether he's feeling cannibalistic or not, just based off of his suit. Like, whenever he goes out, and he's wearing a certain suit, then certain heroes are sent to deal with him because his suit is his mood. What suit he is wearing is what he currently is feeling. Anyway, so Kendo would be the UA trader and not the actual, and not like the canon MHA UA trader. Oh, damn you, tiredness. Anyway, so yeah. USJ. First of all, Kendo would be in Class 1A and would replace Deku, and Bakugo would be getting 1 for all. So, Class 1... so, USJ. Also, by the way, Deku would actually be a very popular villain, even having his own merchandise. But he would be a very popular villain just among the general public, since he would, like, have a stain effect, as you would say, except he would be more charming and frequently go on the news, like, after he's done blowing up a city block, he would just go on the news, talk a bit, and, get more people to become villains. He would be actually very anti-quirkist. In case you're wondering, that's racism towards people with certain quirks, and he would also support, people without quirks. Once again, because of the whole ending up being, basically human trafficked for a good few months, before ending up in the hands of one of the most evil villains ever to exist. So, yeah. Anyway, USJ, finally. Deku would be perched up somewhere, with his long range slug, blah blah, with his long range slug slinger, just perched up somewhere. Ah, damn it! Why do I keep on yawning? He would be perched up with his long range slug slinger as the attack would begin. And, well, he would notice Snipe, aim his slug slinger, and his Infernus, aka Sparky, would just go flying towards him. Snipe would turn his head and say, "Oh shit!" as he would need to jump from his perch as a massive, explosion of blue fire would occur, as Sparky would have collided with the ground. Then Sparky would just casually jump off the cliff and turn into, he would turn back into a normal slug, casually jump off the cliff, and go back to Infernus mode, flying into, the boat with Froppy, with, Sue, Mayonetta, and Kendo this time. No, Bakugo. He would just fly there, explode, leave a massive hole in the ship, and, then just jump to Bakugo, just staring at him like, yeah, I did that. Wait, holy shit. Holy shit. He would then, slap the side of the boat like, oh my goodness. Mayonetta would be like, oh my goodness, the Ghoul's here. That guy, I saw him eat somebody, oh shit, we're so dead. Bakugo would be kind of excited, like, holy shit, Izuku. Oh my goodness, Izuku's here. Izuku? Yeah, Froghead, Izuku. He got kidnapped at a young age. He's the Ghoul. I made a vow to go find him, so, see ya, bitches. Let me just, he just proceeds to one for all, explosion rocket the ship out of there. Launching it, okay, Sparky, tell me where Izuku is. Sparky would just point to a nearby cliff. Where Izuku would be perched. He would see Bakugo, get up, wave at him, get back down, and then just cap someone in the head. He would just use his thuglet to cap someone in the head. And Bakugo is just flying in a ship. Just flying. And using a ship to just fly across the sky. Aizawa looks up and just has one thought in his head. This class is chaotic. Even when we're being attacked by a swarm of villains, they still find a way to cause as much bullshit as imaginable. Well, time to start fighting again. You would say, gut punching one of the distracted villains who's currently flabbergasted by the flying, exploding ship. Sparky would be on the mast, on the front of the ship, Titanic style, just taking in the breeze, as Bakugo would be flying the ship head first into the cliff. They would just ran him in, and just a massive explosion of dust as Bakugo would walk up like, Izuku, where the hell are you? Right here, genius. Ow! Oh, sweet mamacita, that hurt. Ah! Oh shit, I'm sorry. Holy shit, did Bakugo just say sorry? So that should not be your concern right now. We're currently face to face with one of the most psychotic, genocidal villains out there. Not to mention, we just crashed into a cliff face. I think
I think my legs are broken. Holy shit. Ah. Well, fuck. Yeah, sorry, Barco, no time to talk. The folks are coming in. Well, don't wanna, don't wanna really go to prison or anything, so, hey, Deku would press, an earpiece, his earpiece. Kurogiri, could you, get me, the fuck out of here? My back. Bucko, here's my phone number. Call me sometime. Ow, that hurt. Ow. I don't know what to say right now. I've missed you so much, Izuku. Please come with me. We won't put you in prison, I promise. Yeah, no. No, I have, like... fuck. My hand. Sorry, I have, like, a thing with Tomura. Shit. Oh, hey, Sparky. Sparky would just giggle and climb on his back as a portal would open underneath Deku as he would give Bakugo a sayonara sign, like, see you, at a cafe, I guess? Fuck. He would just fall in the portal as Inko and, Snipe would arrive, like, where's Izuku? He, got away through a portal. But I did throw a ship at him accidentally. Well, actually, technically, launched a ship at him like a missile. Accidentally, I just got so excited to see him again that I didn't quite use my brain. He would say as the giant metal ship behind him would fall off the cliff. This is round about the time that all my One Punch Man, just punched the Nomu so hard it got launched into orbit. Tomura would proceed to dip, as, today was kind of a loss for both sides. Anyway, I am ending this off, I'm ending this off here, my lovely, lovely audience. Goodbye, my lovely, lovely audience, and, bye-bye.